opportunities. In this league, even though it's preseason, you're going to get hurt. So that's something that we'll talk about tomorrow, and we'll work on as we go forward. But when we did rebound the ball, being able to take care of it and being able to finish on the other end.
Charlie created some of that separation in the first 6 minutes. Just what you see that first step.
Slow start. That happens after last night. Coming in, they jumped on us. But I liked what that second group did. They cut into the lead. I thought PJ played extremely well tonight, so good stuff. But, when you're learning your team, and there's going to be different lineups as we go forward, just to see how people handle it. But, slow starts happen in this league, and the guys competed. I think we were down 3 or 2 at the end of the first. After giving up 30, I think they were stuck on 30 for a while, and we worked the game, and we got into a rhythm. So a lot of good things in that time period. Defensively was good, and then the ball was moving.
What you see overall from Cooper tonight?
Oh, he was good. Another good night on both ends, offense and defense. And so, again, making plays for his teammates, being able to knock down shots, and then defensively coming up with steals.
You saw Coop handle the ball quite a bit. Just what you think about his playmaking, his turnovers, what that's going to happen. He's handling the ball.
Yeah, we want to look at him handling the ball. Put him in different situations. I thought he made a lot of great reads tonight. Again, there's going to be some turnovers. I think the only time he turned it over is when he threw it behind his back.
How would you evaluate that starting group defensively?
Just tonight?
Just tonight, the other night.
The other night, against Oklahoma, they were good. Tonight, we just got off to a slow start. They were shooting threes, and we thought it was going to be a three-point contest. They made them, we didn't. And so we got to be better on both ends. Open threes, open twos in this league, when you give them that many options, it's going to be tough. But I thought, again, we got to continue to keep playing. We got to continue to look at different combinations. And so to see what gives us the best way to start the game. And then if we can get better starting games, then we'll go with that group.
You had Clay as a primary on to start and also in the second half. How do you feel about his ability at this stage of his career to take those kind of assignments since the primary scorer?
Yeah, well, Melo's a little different because he can score and pass. So, but we thought looking at that tonight was something that we needed to see. Making it tough on Melo, it's not easy because he's going to have the ball 90% of the time. But I thought he did a good job. I thought he picked us up on the offensive end by being able to knock down some shots. But I thought Clay he can compete at that level at this stage of his career. We're not going to ask him to do it every night, but I think tonight, he showed that he can compete. Thanks.
We got Coop and D-Live confirmed to come down here.
Let's get to it.
What's the challenge for you guys when they're draining 3 pointers like they were tonight?
Locking in on the defensive end, knowing that they're gonna hit shots. No matter if it's the first quarter or the fourth quarter, we got to be solid. We got to be disciplined in our rotations and disciplined on the ball.
What did you see out of Cooper tonight? 24 minutes he was out there.
He was aggressive. No matter if he's making mistakes, no matter if he's doing the right things, he's always out there trying to make his teammates better, trying to make the right play. I'm glad I have him backing me up. If I'm stepping over to contest, knowing that he's behind me on the backside is definitely just making my job easier, which makes his job easier.
I know it's just the preseason, but what are you seeing out there from the rebounder perspective?
It's really just us not watching the ball, us going tagging, coming back in, and just sticking to our fundamentals, sticking to our principles. There's times where, shots flying around, balls flying around, but we just got to be able to stay solid. We got to know what we're doing out there, know our game plan, and stick to it.
Before the game tonight, Coach Kidd called you and Cooper a good tandem, and he said that y'all were a foundation of the future. Could you tell me a little bit about what you think of the on-court pairing of you and Cooper, as well as someone who you're going to get to probably grow alongside as time goes on here?
Well, thanks, Coach, first off. But, Coop's just out there just running to learn. He's asking me any little thing out there, no matter if he did a play right, if he called a play right, if we're in a different call or if we're in a different set. He's out there trying to be the best version of himself. And, it makes everyone else elevate to a different level because, we can't have the young buck trying to show us up.
So from the short time that y'all have been teammates from the beginning of camp or from summer workouts to now, is there any area of his game that you've seen, hey, this has really grown a whole lot?
His vision, his ability to see the floor. No matter if he's running down on a fast break, be able to make plays, but also when we're in the half court, when the clock's running down, he's able to make either the right pass, either the right shot, or he's just doing it with aggressiveness. And that's what we need out there. That aggressiveness is going to make someone else open.
Last year you guys had a one center lineup quite a bit. This year, obviously, not two centers, but kind of with AD. Just how has that adjustment been?
It's just knowing when he's out there on the perimeter, I'm backing him up. When I'm out there on the perimeter, he's backing me up. So it's just having each other just being on a tandem. If he's on the left side of the floor guarding the ball, I'm backing him up on the right side, and I'm making sure everyone's in the correct spots, and vice versa. When I'm talking, he's talking. Whenever he's talking, I'm talking. We're backing each other up. I'm trying to pick his brain on what sets he's trying to get into, what spots he's trying to get into, help him get easy buckets, easy shots, while also everyone's focused on him. I'm going to get my easy shots. So we're just learning, playing together, and, it's been a lot of fun. We're out there having fun. Wouldn't trade it for anything.
Is there any challenges with that?
We just can't step on each other's toes. I wouldn't say it's challenging. It's just learning one another. We've had a whole summer just growing together, learning where he wants to go. So now it's just involving that into a game because, things are not always going to go as you want it to go on the court. So it's just being as adaptive as you possibly can on the floor.
Dereck, I know it's still preseason right now, but what does it do for you and how does it stretch you as a player when you have the young guys like Miles, Ryan, or Jeremiah kind of looking up to you and kind of getting that advice?
We got to set an example. No matter if it's the first whistle of the game or first whistle of the second half, we got to set the tone and we got to know that, look, we're out there, we're playing our best, next man up mentality, no matter if it's the second man up or the 15 man up. We're going out there and we're trying to win, no matter if we're down by 15 or up 15.
What do you like about that look from three, and how do you determine whenever you're going to
I was surprised that I was that open. It's just taking time, getting more comfortable out there, take my time. I feel like I rushed it a little bit. Next one, I'm going to take my time and knock it down.
Dereck, you talked a little bit about you playing defensively with Anthony Davis, but from the handful of games that y'all played together, how do you feel like your role offensively looks different from when you're sharing the floor with Davis than when you're not sharing the floor with him?
Just being a passer. Using my vision, using my voice, no matter if it's me passing the ball, me getting my players in the spots they need to be, or just backing up AD. There's times where he might not know what's going on, and I got to help him out and try to figure out, get him in the right position while getting myself in the same position. And then we're going out there hunting the elephants, trying to find a mismatch and trying to put the mismatch in the right position, but it never goes how you want it to go. So we're just trying to be as adaptive as possible, learn on the fly, and just try to be, no matter what's out there, try to be a fluid team.
How does he make the game easier for you offensively?
He's always drawing a lot of eyes. He has the name of being Anthony Davis. So you're going to use that. Everyone's going to be looking at him. I got to find the holes in the defense, or I got to find the ability to, set a down screen for my man like Clay, or get into another action with Coop. So it's just so many possibilities out there on the floor. It's almost like a game of chess. It's just got to find a way to checkmate.
On another note, how did that time in Summer League help you become the player that you are today?
It definitely gave me that ability, just a little bit of a view of what the world of the NBA is. The competitiveness, the speed, the tempo of the game. It takes that little bit of time, just allows your wind to get back to it, your mind to get back to the speed of the game, and just understanding that, no matter what's going on, you still got to be a basketball player. You can't be a robot out there. Appreciate y'all.
Coach, you had 2 steals and 2 assists, 2 minutes into the game. What was it about that period of time that got you going?
I think just coming out with good energy, starting out at a high level and just trying to, hold that throughout the game.
How would you grade your game overall? I know you don't like the 5 turnovers.
Yeah, for sure. I think it was solid. I thought in the second half I got lost out there a little bit, watching a little too much, but got to find ways to, impact the game a little bit more. And obviously the turnovers wasn't great, but there's definitely room for improvement, but it was fine.
Cooper, for 2 games, specifically tonight, you were scoring a lot off the bounce with your jumper. So far, how would you grade how you've been shooting the rock for these 2 games and how comfortable you are with that?
Yeah, I think it's been solid. That's something we worked a lot on throughout this summer and moving forward. So I think I just got to trust all the work we've been doing this summer, and just keep taking the shots that are there.
How'd you feel playing against your old college teammate there?
Yeah, it was cool. Having 3 former teammates on the same team, being able to play against them at, this level is pretty cool. So, I just feel blessed to have this opportunity to be able to play against them, and it was pretty cool.
A little extra motivation?
Not really, but, it is always nice to be able to have that extra level of competition.
This is your first time playing in American Airlines Center in front of your fans. So what was that like?
Yeah, it was amazing. It's an incredible, atmosphere, incredible arena, and, it's only going to get better and better as the season gets going.
A couple of those turnovers are behind the back passes. How much do you kind of want to experiment and I guess test the limits of creativity?
Yeah, that's just part of it. Just trusting your game, trusting your feel, trusting your instincts. So it's just, they probably weren't great passes, but just, trying to have fun, trying to, experiment, like you said, be creative. But, yeah, I think it's just you got to trust it and just trust your instincts.
There's been a few games preseason and camp. How important has this process been for you developing this team?
Yeah, I think it's been huge. I think team-wise, just getting a feel. It's a different game, different spacing, different level. So I think even today, just I got to find ways to help AD more, play off him a little better, help him impact the game when he's posting up, getting his ISOs and whatnot. So I got to find a way to, help him a little bit more out there. But I think, yeah, it's been huge just trying to, fit together. That's what the preseason is for, just for us to come out and, get that real game minutes together and kind of gel.
There was that clip around draft time when Con got taken number 4. You were getting interviewed. You're kind of like, you got up, you're like, oh. What was it like just, seeing your roommate go that high? Like, did it surprise you that night? And what's it like to see them there now?
Yeah, like you said, it was my roommate, so it's pretty cool just to see somebody, number 4 pick is a big deal. So, just being happy for him, that's somebody that's going to be, a friend of mine for life. And so just happy for him. I think he's in a great situation, in a great spot, and I'm just so happy for him moving forward with the opportunity that he has.
Cooper, if I could take you back to yesterday, you mentioned the fans a moment ago. What was that moment like, getting to dance and kind of be with the rookies after the open practice yesterday?
Yeah, it was funny. They didn't tell us anything about it till we got into the locker room, like right before we went out there. So it was just funny. We just had to pick a song and go with something. But I think Ryan carried us a little bit. Brought the energy. Him and Miles really carried us, but me and Moose were just kind of there.
What's your go-to
Couple more
dance?
guys.
You said what?
What's your go-to dance?
No, I don't dance, so you won't see much dancing from me for the rest of the year.
This team has traditionally had a lot of success with the live pass. You were able to catch one from half court pretty well. You also found what does the live do for a team?
Yeah, it's just going to open the floor for us, just being able to have that 2-man game. And if we can, really figure it out and get effective with it, that means you just got to bring a low man in for extra help, or they're just going to have to live with our guards making those plays. So I think it just opens the court up for us even more, and it just goes back to just utilizing our size and the size that we have on the court at all times and just utilizing that to our advantage.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. Thank you, guys.